Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 88 of my Sinister Let's Play. So as you can see, I'm in my giant red power solar panels area. Even though this small automated system that at least I planned to be automated didn't work out as good as I wanted it to, it's still very much streamlined, the entire process. So I did start crafting a ton of those panels off screen. If you want numbers, the width of this array is 16 blocks, basically 16 panels, and at the moment I have 24 lines. 24 lines of those panels, resulting in 380 something, I think. So 380 panels. It may seem like they're generating more energy than I'm outputting, but that's not actually the case because all of my batteries, by the time that I dealt with this, got full. So it's not a really test on how much energy am I generating or not. I'm gonna start using some of it and then I'm gonna actually see what's what. However, two more things before that I get started. A tiny change, but a big one. I changed the transposer here to a filter as well, because I got to the point where there was some bottlenecks here which I didn't really like, so I decided to finally change a filter here as well. And one last thing, the backdoor timer that I've placed here, which was on 120 seconds, I changed it to 60 seconds. Because 120 seconds were still, at some points, too long. It got to the point where actually some of those magmatic crucibles got empty. There you go. Even then, even now, still 60 seconds is not enough. Okay, I'm gonna go down to 30 seconds. So, because if it stops exactly on the 60 seconds mark, and then it starts having problems basically. There is still, if it's running full time, there is still too much, so this is why I need this entire relay conditional system. But there needs to be a very fine balance between when it's doing what. So yeah, just change it to 30 seconds, let's see how it's doing right now. And I noticed this is happening because in the previous episode, I got to the point where I actually had a full tank of lava. And now I noticed that it emptied, and there was no reason for it to get empty because I was still using the same amount of lava while still supposedly generating the same amount of lava. But then I noticed that it went down, so I went ahead and saw there is a problem. Alright, so this episode I'd like to continue going towards my Stark B that I'm working towards. And yeah, since I really wanted another aviary and I got a nice amount of royal jelly, I also changed the royal bee here to industrious bee and placed my royal bee back here, my imperial bee, so I can start working towards another alveary. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so the next strain of bees that I'm going to work towards is the Sinister bee. Now the Sinister bee, as I've said in my previous episode, is something that I've dealt with in my FTP challenge, so I got quite some knowledge on how to get those. You get those by either combining a modest or a tropical bee with a cultivated bee. So this is why I got myself two cultivated princesses. I'm gonna take both of them. And I got myself, as you can see, 4 apiaries, some soul sand, some netherwort, some sand, and some cacti, because I'm gonna try and combine it with a modest bee, the desert one. It's simply easier, in my opinion, to simply get cacti in the nether other than getting the vines, and this just seemed to be logistically more complicated. So I'm gonna get 2 modest bees, and there we go. And as you can see, again, I got myself six soul frames, so it encouraged mutations. I'm also going to get a chunk loader to make sure that they still run while I'm not there. Well, let's just get a spot loader instead. Will do the job just as fine, because I'm probably just gonna leave them there and do something else in the meantime. But let's go to the nether and find a suitable place. I'm probably gonna go for the same area I originally planned to have my trap. Just yeah, right here. It's actually something I'd like to get to eventually. I want to try and kill the wither a couple more times, and I needed some skeleton skulls. Alright, so let's place those bees. Let's make sure. I'm gonna need this is a chunk. Okay, so this should be fine. Let's make a small hole in here. Oh, now they start spawning. Okay, don't really care about that. Yeah, that seems to be a good enough area. So let's place down the apiaries. And they're gonna need... at first they're only gonna need the cacti, but in the future they're also going to need some nether wart, because the Sinister is the first of the nether strain, the nether beast strain, but I'm gonna need the strain that goes after that as well. So this is why I also got some soul sand and some nether warts. So just planning for the future here. Alright, so let's combine them. Cultivated Princess with the Modest Drone, and the Cultivated Princess with the Modest Drone with soul frames. And it's an hostile environment. I probably should have gotten a Modest Princess and a Cultivated Drone, and not a Cultivated Princess and a Modest Drone. Machine inhabitants cannot work in this biome. Temperature is hellish and the humidity is arid. Okay, so let's just increase those both those bees' tolerance towards heat and humidity. Why are they chasing me? I do not remember pissing them off. Or is it from a previous time that I was attacking them? Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's increase their tolerance towards temperature and humidity. So I'm gonna need some... I think I'm gonna need... They probably hate both the temperature and the humidity, so... I think the process of actually creating a Modest Princess will be simpler. But let's just try. So I'm gonna get some sand. It increases tolerance towards arid areas, which is probably the problem, or one of the problems. So let's place the bee and place some sand. Let's let it run. But you know what, in the meantime I'm actually gonna try and extract the Modest strain and create Modest Princesses instead. It will simply be easier. So let's get, see, this is a stack of 13, and actually, okay, I didn't spot load, I don't need to at the moment anyway. Okay, pure Modest. Let's try and extract the Modest strain, the Modest gene. So I can create a Modest Princess instead, which is tolerant towards arid areas and hellish areas and so on. Simply be easier to work with. I might just as well extract the tolerance towards humidity or temperature right now, but I don't know. Okay, so I got cacti pollination serum. That's bad. Basically, that means... Actually, it's cacti pollination, not cacti flower. So I guess that means whenever that bee is around, it will create cacti. Although that's funny. That's the gene. So there you go. That's the first example that I can give you, that isolator can isolate genes that you might not be interested in. Normal fertility, not exactly sure what this means. I'm looking towards the Modest gene, and this Taxa takes its time. By the way, now my machinery should start working again, those red power engines. Modest species, there we go, that's the one I'm looking for. And by the way, you can see I've just lost one bee. One bee was died in that process. Alright, so let's increase the charges. Yeah, I can see the moment the engine started working again, when they actually have something to do, they're starting to use their the battery charges started to drop rapidly, because finally the engines go at maximum speed pretty much. So yeah. I'm also, in addition to actually using some energy, I'm actually in those machines I'm always still extracting gene from the bees and using the centrifuge, so there are always some energy moving around anywhere, everywhere. So yeah. Finally, the fact that I've created such a large buffer charge in most of those batteries, or actually basically all of them, I can finally actually do something with those machines without stopping midway to get more energy. So the time invested in creating the solar panels is worth it both for the future, because then again I'm gonna have more energy generated over time, and actually just that gave me that time window right now that I can use stuff, because I had such a large buffer built up for so long of a time just creating those solar panels instead of doing different things. I probably would want to. I'm not generating enough seeds. I'm actually considering creating separate farms for every type of product, even though I have a lot of nether warts. I even applied an upgrade here, but I also have a ton of carrots and potatoes, basically because I mainly don't use them, but seeds are really scarce. And so are melons and pumpkins. I don't know, they don't really get farmed that often. By the way, if I didn't tell you guys yet, I've changed all the potatoes and carrots here to be pure only wheat, because I'm needing seeds so much. Seeds are simply the most useful product I can get out of my farm at the moment. Okay, so let's go for 9 charges. And I can start upgrading it. I'm still, by the way, not sure what upgrading means. If I would have to guess, I would assume that the higher the quality, the higher the chances the inoculator to be successful. Because, to be honest, I wouldn't have expected. I had 8 charges in the Valiant one and 8 charges in the Cultivated one, and both of them got 2 bees completely pure of their respective species. One in 7 charges and one in 6, and I actually didn't expect it to be that successful so fast. So I guess that's what the quality does, makes it more successful when used in the inoculator. That's the only thing that actually makes sense, because what otherwise could it be? Like, you can't get a quarter cultivated bee or something. You either get it completely cultivated or only half the bee cultivated, which is the active strain, or the passive strain, but you cannot get it any other way. So this is why it's kind of pretty much clear to be only the inoculator efficiency. So while waiting, I actually wanted to show you guys how it looks like when I'm dumping all the iron in the factory here, how the factory looks like when it's fully operated. Just before I start, you can see that my redstone supplies are full, my tin supplies are full, my rubber supply is getting there, and my copper is pretty much full. I guess I was just making something here, so it got this weird thing here. I'm actually not sure what's being made with UU matter at the moment, but I'm not going to investigate too much. So as you can see, most of my buffers are quite full, so when I dump iron ingots in here, it looks like this. It very quickly generates solar panels, because there is such a large buildup of copper cables, which then created into electronic circuits, which generated into solar panels. Solar panels, again, I have a huge buildup of generators, of coal dust and glass, and it's very easily creating whatever I wanted to create. I think I can pretty much get those for solar panels here, and get another medium voltage one, and even hopefully get the second medium voltage one, and get my first HV one. Let's see if that can happen. Let's dump those 4. Can get me this medium voltage one. Let's in the meantime place it, so again over time generating even more UU matter. I probably wouldn't be able to create the second medium voltage one, but then again I just wanted to show you guys how it looks like when everything is working at such a large speed. I did notice, however, a problem which I actually want to address. I have the MFSU here, which has its inner charge quite nicely built up, but the problem is when all those machines require energy together, even if I leave the factory completely alone, it will never happen. But when it does happen, that all those machines request energy at the same time, it kind of chokes up. You can see, because all of them have the 10 overclockers that they request so much energy, some of those cannot actually compete with others. Obviously, the MFSU can only output 512 EU per tick, which then has to be divided between all those machines. So some has barely anything, some has also barely anything, and some get a little bit more because they're simply closer on the network, so this is why they get a little bit more. But yeah, okay, so I got 2 lower voltage ones. I have a feeling that I won't get many more, so let's get just those 3, place them, and get back to my bees. Let's just have a quick look on how fast does this one get completed. Okay, so it's faster than a second per percentage, which is not bad. I think this is actually getting very close to how much energy my MFSU in the overworld receives, but it's still not quite there. Although it's getting there. It's a nice speed. Okay, so the model species got to the perfect, excellent quality. So let's place it in the inoculator, get 2 of these rocky princesses that I had on me, and let's let it do its job again. Okay, so apparently this time around I'm not as lucky as previous times. Already 6 charges in, this will be the 7th, and only 1 of those went through. So let's at least try with this one first until the other one finishes. Let's just make sure that it's purebred and that it's not by mistake only half-bred, so I can have a problem with it. No, it's pure modest bee. I will need, let's get pure to cultivated drones. Again, I need them to be pure to make sure. Okay, there we go. Fast worker in the shortest life. Actually, that's what I want. Let's get 2 of those. And actually, think about it now that I'm noticing that the flowers that I like are normal flowers. It will be also wise to get just in case some flowers in there. So let's get some flowers and let's get a dirt block. Just so in case it turns out to be kind of an odd bee, a fiendish bee that decides that it likes, I don't know, flowers or something, you can give it what it likes. So I already have a chunk loader here apparently, so that's good. Let's just set up this. Actually, I thought I took it out, the chunk loader. For some reason I didn't. Actually, no, never mind. Flower is here. Let's place on the modest princess and the cultivated drone. Does this chunk loader cover this? Yeah, it does. Okay. And okay, and this time this bee is happy. Modest bees are used to hot temperatures and arid areas, and apparently also this modest queen has tolerance too towards both, which is extremely nice. It's very high, and she will definitely have no problem whatsoever to work here. There are the 3 cell frames that will pretty much encourage mutation and a faster life as well, so it will die faster. And only thing that remains is to wait for the second modest princess to get here. Actually, I'd like to have the book available to me. It's a lot more convenient than using the portal every time. So this takes me back to the overworld, and I had the other books somewhere around here. There we go, the skeleton spawner. Let's take it and place it actually at my bee areas, because this is now officially something that's related to bees. So let's place it over here. I don't know. Here seems fine. So I can faster move between the ages. And there we go. Got my second modest princess. Let's also. Ooh, the skeleton got out somehow. Let's thin out the ranks and actually turn the spawner off. Because again, this is a normal spawner, this is not a soul shard spawner, so I cannot apply redstone signal. I have to actually turn it off as you would turn off any other spawner. Okay, let's also make sure that this modest princess is also working here without any problem. Yep, it should have updated to have a problem if it did have a problem, so it seems to be fine. Alright, so I'm gonna let them do their job, and I think I can actually work on the other strain in the meantime, the charmed bees that I had. I think pure enough for me to actually extract their strain out of them. the actual species, and once I have that I can work towards moving them. Yeah, I got 9 of those, so let's actually try to extract their species. Let me clear out my inventory first though. Alright, while clearing my inventory I noticed that I'm officially creating a new barrel of coal. Now coal can always be useful, so I think I'm simply gonna place another barrel here. Yeah, this will be the easier solution for the time being. I don't really want... Let's just place it here, so there is another barrel of coal here. At the moment it's not upgraded, but it should last long enough, I believe. Okay, so working towards the other strain of the Stark bee, which is basically the supernatural bee, that's the final bee before a stage before the Stark bee. I'm going to need to get an enchanted bee. Now, enchanted bee is a combination of charmed and valiant, and for that I'm pretty much sure that I should get myself the charmed strain. So let's see, let's try to isolate, let's get a bee which is perfectly charmed and not something else. This is full charmed, this is bad, this is also bad, this is fine. And basically it doesn't actually mean anything since I'm only extracting the species. I just want to make sure that I'm extracting the species and nothing else. Okay, so those two should be enough. In case, you know what, let's try to get all of them. So in case they die before I actually get something. I'm just getting bees here. Okay, this is also fully charmed. Those are unknown, 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 and unknown. Let's see which is which. This is good. This is also good. And this is also good. So I can use those 7 to try and extract, hopefully, the charmed species strain. And also created some more serum vials because I'm starting to run out. Those cacti pollination and normal fertility. I don't know, I think, yeah, probably, I think I can just smelt any type of existing serum to hopefully get, yeah, I think I can get an empty serum bag. No, actually, normal fertility, okay, I just got that again, so let's see if this actually does that. Let's quickly give this a second, see what's what. Effect cancellation serum. Oh, that's interesting. I think I can apply that to my ender bees and make them stop stinging me. Okay, so if I cook this in a furnace, what I would assume, whoops, is that it just turns to be back into a normal serum vial. Yeah, there you go. So if you don't like what you get out of those serum vials, you can just cook it in the furnace, any furnace, and it will turn back into whatever it need to be. Okay, I got my charmed species. Let's cancel out the process here so I don't get another one. There we go. So I got my charmed species one. This one I'm going to charge fully. I may use it a couple of times. I'm going to let it charge fully and only then I'm going to upgrade, yeah, charge it fully and only then upgrade it, because then again, when you charge and upgrade, the other one degrades, so yeah. And let's go take a quick look at my nether bees, see how they're doing. I'm going to simply store this one here. Let's take a look at my nether bees. There we go, got myself, ooh, nice one. There we, oh, now we're talking. Right on the first try, I got what I wanted. I would like them to keep breeding, and I think I probably want to take the cell frames out because they actually encourage mutation. Okay, let's just give it a try, see what happens. I'd like to get more of those so I think 5 or 6 you can pretty much be certain, ooh, lava. 5 or 6 drones, you can pretty much be certain that you'll be able to extract the species trait. Because, yeah, as you know, as it happens before, sometimes you don't actually manage to extract the trait, but you extract something else. But if you have 6 or 7 of those drones, you can pretty much be 100% sure that you'll be able to extract it before all of them die, so that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna charge it up completely and get started. Okay, so got this fully charged, and now I'm gonna apply the purifier so it can improve the quality. Again, was waiting to get it fully charged because every time you add one charge, the quality may drop. Usually does. So I wanted to get it fully before doing that. Now I actually remembered that I also got myself a Valiant Princess, so I can do pretty much. I can try and get the same result, basically the different way. So it can hopefully maybe actually make it. Let's try and get a charm drone with the shortest life, if I can afford doing that. No. Okay, shorter is shorter. Let's just get one of those. It's also nocturnal. And let's try to get it to mutate. By the way, that cultivated queen just finished. Let's see, it just finished a stack of sand. Let's see what will be the result of that. It's actually kind of interesting, I won't lie. Tolerance... Humidity tolerance still 2-2. I think that's actually what it used to be before that. Pretty sure. Yeah, I can't actually use that bee. It also likes rock as a flower. Yeah. Not very helpful. Okay, so got the charmed species serum on excellent quality, 16 charges. So you can now apply it to 2 rocky princesses as always. By the way, I'm monitoring those batteries here and there, and even though in theory I should have like 4 times more solar panels than what I have right now to actually have those engines running at full speed, full capacity, seems like at the speed of what I'm doing, like using only one machine at a time, and sometimes not even using any machine, seems to be that what I have right now, which again is close to 400 solar panels, seems to be perfectly fine. They do what they're supposed to be doing. Those engines manage to keep up with everything that I want to do. So far, I haven't been held back by lack of energy, so that's pretty good. And I got myself a magic wax. I think it's a charmed bee. Yeah, one of those turned into diligent. The other one remained charmed. So I guess that one is creating magic wax. What can I use magic wax for? Let's see, I can create some more glass files. That's fine. Can create cans. It's called magic capsules. I can make candles. I can make... What do you need candles for? Or they're just like... I guess they're just like torches or something. How do you make those candles? Green tallow candle. It's a candle that seems to be created with my Thermonomicon. Oh, you create candles like this, yeah. Okay. Okay, so the first try didn't go so well. Got myself another Valiant and another Charm, so let's let it go a second time. And also let's go take a quick look at my nether bees. See if they produce something. Yeah, I got myself more drones, that's good, and more drones. That's exactly what I wanted. So let's go for another run. Okay, so one princess already turned into charmed, so I can very conveniently take another 3 frames and place it in a nearby apiary again with another Valiant one. See that it's running fine, it has no problems. I think it may actually have the flowers of stone. Let's make sure that it doesn't. Flowers, rock, yeah. I don't know if having some rock underground counts. Let's just place a piece of cobblestone here. Okay, so I was dealing with bees most of the episode. I'd like to finish it up with something a little bit different and something that's kind of fun. I find to be kind of fun because it has kind of gambling aspect to it. What I was doing off screen, 2 episodes ago, was creating some Mistcraft ages and hopefully finding something interesting, and I did find something interesting which I'd like to give it a try again. Every time making an age and looking for the library that is always spawns there and hoping to find something either new and interesting or something useful like lava or crystal formations. I'm looking for the crystal formations because with them you can basically create portals, and those are something that I'm extremely looking forward to. Okay, so let me quickly clear my inventory from unnecessary things. Why do I have a cultivated bee here? Oh, I know why. Never mind. Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing every single time that I'm trying to create a new age. So I do have this old age right here. Where did I place it? This one, which I'm copying from. So let's do it again. Yeah, always going for the same, pretty much same thing. However, the two previous time I went for an iron ore and a tendrils. This time I'm not going to, but I'm going to do for something else. I'm going to go for trying to go for clear modifiers. Even though that age on its own is supposed to be stable, let's try clear modifiers, see what that does. And let's apply that to a new book. And store that notebook. And got myself age 66. I'm gonna need a linking book back here. I'm not taking a book stand. I'm usually those edges. I'm just going there, exploring them for a little bit, and moving back here and just destroying the book. I'm not really interested in what they have to offer. Alright, so again, making sure that I have everything that I need. There you go. This is something that I'd like to do off screen. Kind of a little bit of gambling. It's kind of fun. Usually, almost always, 90% of the time, there you go. You have a library very close by to the spawn point, which I guess is by design. It's kind of this way to make sure that even when you're failing to create ages, every new age that you create will always have this library nearby to get some more pages available to you. Alright, so nothing interesting yet. Actually, mineshaft, I think that's new. And let's see what's available in the hidden chest. Spontaneous explosions again. Dark sun, dark moon, marsh biome, and rainbow. Nothing really useful because I already have the sun, the moon. Mineshafts may be kind of interesting. I like also to go ahead, explore a little bit. Sometimes you can find an additional library, but don't go too far away because most of the time you won't find it. So. Also, sometimes there are those totems, and even at the very rare times there are actual those Thumbcraft monuments. There you go. Just want to share with you something nice that I like to do off screen. A very nice way to collect new pages. Mainly since I don't really have an easy access to emeralds, and going to trade with the villager right there isn't very nice. I can go with 2 stacks and it's maybe equivalent to like 6 pages or something. And doing this, I don't know what are the potential of pages you can find on those libraries. Probably there is some limitation, like some pages you simply cannot find in libraries, or I don't know what. Or maybe there isn't, I don't know. But it's kind of more fun, it's kind of a gambling thingy, and sometimes you may encounter nice things. And there you go, every time that I come back here, I just get rid of the book, just throw it in the ocean, it gets damaged and destroyed. So this is why I'm already at age 66, every time you create an age it counts up, but I'm already at age 66 while I only have actual, like 3 or 4 ages that I'm currently using. So this is why it's kind of odd. Alright, so dealing mostly with bees. I know some of you guys don't really, I'm not really interested in it, and I won't blame you. They can be quite boring if you're not really interested in it. So I'm not gonna stay into bees for too long. I really would like to finish my HV solar array placement project, but it's taking its time. Until I cannot make actual HV solar arrays on a regular basis, or at least some reasonable time intervals, this is kind of, it's impossible to test, and that's the problem. The fact that it's impossible to test is kind of big, because I wouldn't know if it works or not until I can then again get some more of them. So it's simply gonna have to wait, unfortunately. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.